Game number 3 of this series. A little bit of controversy involved here with Draymond Green, but we got the Warriors here hosting the Kings. The Warriors 5.5. Your total 239.5.
Yeah, first of all, Draymond, this is not WWE. You can't just jump off of people in front of 20,000 people. Second, I don't know what's going on with that dude. That's besides the point. The Warriors, if you watch them against the Kings, they didn't look great. There's nothing you can say. The offense really looked bad last night. I don't. It's an odd thing to see the Warriors at right now. The Kings just run and gun them. They're younger and they just more athletic. The Warriors do not have an answer for Sabonis. I'm interested to see how they answer with him. But this is the kind of situation where everybody and their mom looks at the Kings at plus 5.5 and they're like, oh, why not? This line opened at 7.5. I'm a big believer in lines open the way they do for a reason. It's not necessarily. I've said it 100 times and I'll keep saying it. If you think you know more than the guy that gets paid to do this, then you're obviously not going to make it far in this because your ego is not going to let you go. The Warriors, as I mentioned, haven't been in great form in Sacramento. The movement that we've gotten so far has been all market movement. Not surprised at all. The best place to be in this game as far as value goes is as far away from the Kings as you can get. And that sounds crazy. But value is not with the Kings in this game. The Warriors at home in the playoffs, unbelievable. The Warriors at home this year, unbelievable. The Warriors coming off of 2 losses in Sacramento, I don't see a world where they don't just come in and blow the doors off the Kings. I just don't see it. I don't think the Kings' young guns are going to have an answer for the crowd at Golden State. And I don't think they're going to have an answer for how hard the Warriors are going to come out against them. There's no doubt in my mind that the Warriors come out as hard as they have all season. And right now, or tomorrow night against the Kings, like I said, they're coming off 2 losses. They don't have at this point, your back's up against the wall. There's no reason to sit there and take the punches. You got to swing. And I think the Warriors come out and swing. And like I said, I don't see a world where they don't just blow the doors off the Kings. So I'm going to give you the value. I think this is where the value is. I know this is where the value is. The market opened for a reason at 7.5. Value's on the Warriors. Stay away from the Kings. It's just one of those. It's a sucker bet to me to bet the Kings.
All right, we got Collins here on the Warriors. Lay the 5.5 here against the Kings. When I looked at this game, Collins, it was quite interesting to see here that you would think, looking at the stats, that it was all about, Sacramento shooting lights out. They weren't. They did not shoot the ball very well at all at those games at home. What it came down to was the Warriors' turnovers, turning the ball over, which has been a problem with them since Kerr. Let's face it, it's been a problem for years since Kerr. But they've been able to overcome those high turnovers, averaging almost 18 turnovers a game in this series. They got to clean that up. We know at home it's a different scenario. Poole, Klay Thompson, these guys can fire those threes at will here. And again, when you got a Sacramento team that's not shooting the ball well, as you said, this might set up for a blowout.
Yeah, that's my biggest thing for this series. Turnovers have been a problem, absolutely. If you watched the 4th quarter of that game last night, there was no answer for Sabonis. Sabonis did what he wanted to, and that was just as plain as day. What worries me for the Warriors is Sabonis, obviously. But the Warriors have been really good at home at just taking that player that hurts you on the road and taking them completely out of the game and keeping them out of the game. The Warriors, they were so bad on the road early in the year in the NBA season. It just got to the point where you faded the Warriors on the road and you just took your hands off the game. They're so good at home, and when you get them in the playoffs at home, and that's why you're getting the number you're getting at 7.5 is because everybody knows who the Warriors are at home in the playoffs. They're going to make the adjustment. I hope they can clean up the turnovers. I'd like to see them stay under 10. That would be ideal. As a Warriors better in this game, I need to see you stay under 10. I need to see Klay Thompson get more shots. Because last night he had 3. He cut the lead single-handedly himself, and they just went away from him, which makes no sense. So I want to see Klay Thompson get some more shots. I want to see them run the offense, not necessarily through Poole as much as they have been, because I'm just not a huge believer in Jordan Poole. I'll just be honest with you. I like where the Warriors are at right now, back against the wall. There's no reason to take any more punches. you've already taken 2 licks to the face. Now you got to give one. That's all there is to it. It's a boxing scenario, right? Everybody has a plan until they get hit in the mouth. Well, now you've just gotten back to your corner. Now you've made the plan, so go back and hit him in the mouth.
All right, there we go. We got Collins here on the Warriors. Lay the 5.5 here against the Kings. Opener of 7 down to 5.5. This one will have a start time here of 10 Eastern time. All right, Collins, let's take a look over at Tony'sPicks.com here for Thursday's action. You've been on fire, the hottest capper of the last 30 days. You see him at top of the leaderboards, 2,746 units of profit. We got NBA on the board, NHL, as well as a lot of day baseball. Baseball card featuring about 7 games all told. What do you have going over at Tony's Picks?
Heavy baseball. Right now I'm reading it really well in baseball, and when you're hot, you're hot. There ain't no reason to stop. So I'm seeing it well in baseball right now. So I'm gonna keep riding baseball. NBA, I'm starting to pick it up a little bit. Started slow in the playoffs. Started to pick it up here recently. NHL, I'm getting feelers. I've had my feelers out. I'm still trying to figure out who's who in the playoffs right now. But NHL stuff's going to keep coming. NBA stuff's going to keep coming. But if you're one of those guys that likes to wake up in the morning and have a game to bet at 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and 9 o'clock, MLB's your way to go. Just because, if I feel like I have a hand on a game, I'm going to give it to you. It just is the way it is. There's some days I have 4 MLB games. There's some days I have 15 plays out. It just is the way it is.
All right, guys, get on board with Collins Brown over at Tony'sPicks.com. I'll put the records up here again for you. Hottest capper on the site right now, 2,746 units of profit. So get on board with Collins Brown over at Tony's Picks. I'll have some one-day passes up there here as we film here on Wednesday night. You'll see some of those. But here are the long-term passes, 3, 7, or 30-day all sports pass. Get all in place for time you select. When you go to his handicapper page and make that purchase, that weekly pass, get you 7 days, 3-day all sports pass, really good value there. We'll have a monthly pass up there as well. Of course, use that promo code TonyT at checkout, and you'll be able to save 20% off. You can access Colin's page by clicking the link you see there in the description. Click the All Cappers tab, then you'll land on his page and go ahead and get signed up. And of course, use that promo code and you'll save some money. All right, Collins, as always, great having you on the show. Continue that great success. We'll catch up with you again then at the end of the week.
Yeah, just to reiterate, if I put out a pick pass, there's a limit on how many plays that I can put in that pick pass. There is no limit on how many plays you get in that weekly pass. So I know visually you're looking at it and you're like, I don't know if is it worth to spend? Absolutely. There's no question that it is worth it to spend the money, because the games, those single games where you can go through and just see like 20 games that I might have bet on, you get all the access to those through the weekly pass. So just think about the value that you can gain through getting that weekly pass or that monthly pass. There's a lot of value in those. So don't just look at them and say, well, I'm not willing to pay the $200 for a week. It's well worth it. I mean, you're gonna get what you pay for. We're not here to shaft anybody. Let's just be honest. We're here to get you what you need to win, and that's what we're here for.
That's right. You see the numbers Collins has produced, been outstanding here. Hottest capper in the month here for the past 30 days, 2,746 units profits. Go over to the site, get signed up, use promo code TonyT at checkout. You'll save that 20% off. You can access Collins' page by clicking the link you see there in the description. Click the All Cappers tab and go ahead and get signed up. All right, Collins, always great having you on the show. We'll catch up again next week.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you very much.
Got it. Collins Brown here on our show. We'll talk to you guys soon.